Welcome in, everybody, to Casual Sports Podcast. Throwing out this ring.
You got to flash the ring there.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge ring.
Two sizes too big for you.
I mean, look at that. It's like a size of a shot.
That's around your whole eye, dude. Do that again.
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you do it? That's around my whole eye.
That's a lineman ring.
Yeah. But
What's
how
up?
you doing, Mike? Just hanging around. It's Wednesday. It's halfway through the week already. What is this crap? I like Mondays. Mondays are perfect days for
Why?
me. I don't know. I have nothing going on. Then as soon as the weekend hits, I mean, I got homework due, and I have work
Because you hold it off.
Yeah.
Like I do.
Yeah, but who doesn't? So.
Yeah.
But welcome in, everybody. It's the Matt and Mike edition once again here every Monday and Wednesday. It's just us two. And no Alec producing today, so you can't see any pop-ups or any of his tidbits in. So it's solely
on me.
Mike and I. Yeah, Mike's producing here. So if he does bad, don't.
Which could happen.
Like get the
happen.
the pitchforks out. It's the first time.
No, we got it.
We got it. We're gold. I would produce, but I live in Kinsman, Ohio.
First of all, you live in Hickville, and second, you go off your phone too.
Yeah, I go off my phone because I can use my data on my phone, not my laptop. And I'd have to use Wi-Fi on my laptop. My Wi-Fi sucks, so we're not going to try that. But let's go ahead. Let's get in here. We're going to talk about high school basketball here first. Mike, you want to put that little tidbit up there?
I got it. Don't get ahead of me.
Hurry up now. Chop, chop.
It's on. Go ahead.
Get on it. Okay, here we go. So high school playoffs. Alec and I got two games with Alec tonight. First game we're calling it's Liberty versus Waterloo. Liberty is a 1 seed. Waterloo is a 5 seed. This is going to be a heck of a matchup. It's very anticipated. I mean, I know Alec would be going off about his Liberty team now, but we've heard him talk about them a lot. You know how high he is on them.
Yeah,
they're a terrific team. Waterloo, they're good too. So I mean, this is gonna be a very battle contested matchup. I mean, the winner of this one goes into goes to districts. So we'll get. I mean, it's district finals, I believe, something like that. Let's see. I got the bracket here. It's just going to the next level. I mean, you gotta win. Yeah. So I got the bracket right here. So whoever wins this, goes to the district finals. Then whoever wins that game goes to the regionals. Mike, I believe it's regionals. But this one should be great. And, you know, what's even more great is the next game we're calling right after that. It's the Brookfield girls who gave Liberty their one loss of the season, taking on Ursuline, who made a surprise upset against United. Nobody thought they were going to be here. They're kind of a Cinderella team. So yeah. Brookfield's got to be on their horse tonight. You know, just doing what they do. They cannot take this team lightly. It's going to be a great matchup. So if Liberty wins and Brookfield wins, we got part 3, Liberty versus Brookfield. It's a grudge match because Liberty won the first matchup and then Brookfield pulled off the second one, giving Liberty their only loss on the season. So this is going to be much anticipated if both of these teams win. I mean, it's going to be on. Part 3, you win, you take the district championship, and you're closer to state. You're closer to going to Dayton.
And I mean, it's that time, right? Teams are fighting to get there.
Nobody likes to play teams 3 times.
Heck no.
It's nerve-wracking for both teams, especially when it's a rubber match.
Yeah. Because it's, you split the first 2, you want to get the second. This is the most important one, obviously.
Yeah. It's the third one is always the most important. Oh, this is going to be sweet. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. We got focused great games here tonight. It's going to be sweet. everybody tune in on YSN Live at 6. We got Liberty versus Waterloo, and then Brookfield versus Ursuline. Who doesn't like that?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It should be pretty good. I won't go too much into it, but if you want to see some games, do that. Go there and watch this game. It's pay-per-view, but it's gonna be worth it. Well, I want to talk about this game I had last night. Unbelievable.
I know you guys were texting about it. Yours was a lot closer than Alex.
Oh my goodness! 1 second. I gotta check something here.
Yours was definitely the better one.
Oh my gosh! So Badger took on Jackson Milton, right? And they were down. They were down this whole game. I think they were down by as much as 12 at one point. Going into the third, they were losing this whole game, and then that end of the third into the fourth, it was mostly going into halftime. It really got the momentum going. Jack Lendak hit a 30-footer buzzer beater to get them within, I think, 5 at the end of the third. Then the third quarter, man, they went to work. Holy cow. They were hitting shots. Their defense was superb. Oh, my goodness. Carter Burnett had 3 dunks in the game, 3 throwdowns. The one he slammed down 2 hands. And, I keep trying to remind people he had a broken arm this whole year. Now he's back for the playoffs.
Yeah.
He slammed this dunk down. His feet were hanging. He was mid. It was so sweet. I thought he was going to bring down the whole hoop. He was
Shaq
really
style.
carrying. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. It was insane. My voice was gone. I was like, oh, my God. I was drinking water. I think I went through 3 bottles of water. I was gone. It was probably one of the best games I've called. And I wanted to go back and clip parts of it, but usually these games aren't for free anymore, so I can't go on to YSN Live and screen record on my phone anymore. But, man, what a great game. I just remember that game in my heart. Like, I don't need clips. I just remember it.
Got it up here.
It was sweet. I got it up here. That's the most important. I got interviews. They should be on YSN on the YouTube page. I got interviews with Coach Upshire and then as well Jack Lendak. This kid finished 23 points. He was getting after the ball. As soon as the ball was in the air, he was there. He had some steals, or he forced some steals, tipping passes, getting it to another guy. It was unbelievable. He was diving for it. He was everywhere. So it was such a great game. Brad Hamilton hit some shots as well. So this Friday they take on Lisbon in the sectionals to get to to Struthers, where those district tournaments are held. It's all in Struthers. So if they win, they go to Struthers. Man, I'll be right there again. I don't care. I'm calling this team to the end. Hopefully they beat Lisbon. Lisbon is a tough team. Actually, one of our own YSN, Quinn, who works for YSN, coaches Lisbon. They've had a good team too. So yeah, they deserve to be there too. And Quinn was there at the game last night. So he came up and was talking to me. I'm like, man, this is gonna be a great game. You came out here, it's gonna be sweet. And he's sitting there. I'm sure he was entertained. By those dunks and by those 30-foot shots. There's a couple of them Lendak hit from looks like 25, 30 feet. I'm sitting there. I think I fell on my chair a couple times. I'm like, the people sitting next to the bleachers heard me call on it. I'm like, oh, he gets the rebound. He brings it down. I was in
going
it
crazy.
The whole game. I was going nuts. It was so awesome. But it should be a good couple next couple of weeks. They're calling these playoff games. It's just so fun because everything's on the table.
Everything matters.
If you lose, you're done. If you lose,
everything
you're
matters.
done. So every team is playing to the max. They're playing to the max.
It's win or go home. You got to come out and set the tone early, because if you fall behind too early against some of these teams, it's hard to come back against. Yeah, so everything's on the line. Everything
was on the line. Badger fell behind, and the comeback was insane. It was only like 12 points, but man, they just went full force. The last pretty much 3 quarters. The first quarter, they kind of fell behind a little bit. Second quarter, most of the second quarter, they were still trying to figure stuff out. By the end of that second quarter, they knew what They knew what they had to do.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It was probably one of the best games I've seen. It was a heck of a game. But
yeah, like I said, I saw it in the group chat. You had a good one. Alex didn't have as good of a one as you did.
Alex sitting there like, oh, this Alex sitting there like, no one's here. It's not a close game. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this game, like my voice is gone. Like I came home like honking my horn and stuff. And I live 30 seconds from Badger.
Yeah.
And all the cars were behind me, and they all see me get my car. They know what I drive, and we were all honking. I had a whole line of cars just honking their horns. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So my dad's like, "Who's honking their horns at you?" It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, here he goes.
Yeah, but all right. That's the high school preview. We'll be talking more about this. Alec and I will talk a lot about this tomorrow. Especially after these outcomes of the games that we're calling tonight. But stay tuned later, 6 o'clock, and then I believe 7? Looks like 7-ish, but 7:30, something like that. But the first game is at 6. It'll be right there on YSN Live. It's gonna be sweet. Both are in Struthers.
Yeah.
So Liberty is the first game. Liberty versus Waterloo is the first, and then Brookfield is the second against Ursuline. But let's go ahead and start making some picks for college basketball. Start previewing these games. I picked a lot of college basketball games because, there's no NBA. NBA starts tomorrow.
There's a lot of hockey too to talk too.
There's a lot. Yeah, I put a lot of hockey in there too, and I'm like, all right, we're talking this college basketball and hockey.
NBA starts tomorrow, sports. I think.
Yeah,
I think they don't start until tomorrow.
Yeah, NBA starts tomorrow, and then Pens play tomorrow too. Pens and the Cavs play tomorrow. I'm like, why? Why do they have to wait this whole week? Why couldn't they play?
Yeah.
Like Cavs on Wednesday, and then they're off, and then that's all right because the Pens play this back and forth.
Well, and
so watch something on TV.
Yeah, and the Pens just didn't have an All-Star break, just like we did.
Yeah, no.
In basketball, so why are they off?
That was a little bit ago. So yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and talk about this game. Xavier taking on Providence. Providence favored by 1 in this game.
Close.
And I don't honestly know why. It's probably because it's in Xavier, isn't it?
I'm trying to look for it right now.
I'm looking. No, it's actually in Providence. They're at home and they're favored by 1. Like, all right. They have a 63-point. Xavier is a scrappy team, and I know Providence just lost, but I think Providence is still the team here. I know they just lost to Villanova, and that was a close game. They only lost by 5.
And Villanova just lost last night.
Yeah, Villanova lost to UConn last night. So, and who'd they lose to?
Who, Villanova?
Yeah.
Yeah, UConn.
It was UConn?
Last night, yeah.
Xavier lost to UConn, too. This their past game.
I'll tell you what. I told you yesterday, and the last couple of times we've been talking these Big East games, this conference is fun to watch. Last night you had that Villanova and UConn. Now you got Providence and Xavier. These teams are just going at it, and it's old school Big East because the last couple of times Villanova's made runs. They haven't had too many big challengers. This year, it's Big East is fun. It's kind of wide open.
Yeah. Oh, everything is wide open.
Yeah.
Everything. So it's gonna be sweet. I can't.
And
wait
Marquette teams like Marquette too. Can't forget
Marquette.
About them.
Oh man, Marquette's dangerous. They're gonna win some games. They're gonna. Frankly, they're gonna piss some teams off. If they lose, they're still gonna piss teams off. Like why'd they score that?
Dog fights.
Yeah. Like that's what I feel like. March Madness is gonna be filled with a lot of dog fights. But this game, Providence, it's a toss-up game, honestly. But I think Providence is going to come out with it. Are you writing these down again?
I'm ahead of you. I got it.
All right. Don't make sure you write down.
Let's not screw your pickup this week or this time.
Yeah.
I was trying to catch up on you.
You do this again, you're me.
Terrible record. You can use me. I don't care. That's a first. I don't think we ever used each other for a meathead, have we?
No.
I'll be the first.
All right. No, it's all right. I already got one. So.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But it always seems like I figure that out right on Monday. Like something just happens right at the beginning of the week. I'm like, well, there you go.
And then by the time Friday comes, forget.
Well, no, I remember it. But
Okay.
I do. I know what it is.
All right.
But I'm going Providence here. What do you got here?
Same.
They're just a good team. They're a good team. So Xavier's not a bad team, but
that 1 point line, it's kind of like I'm not shocked, but it's like I just said, these Big East games are hard. And you saw it last night with the Villanova UConn game. But they're at home, they're only favored by 1. Maybe you could bump it up a few more, but they're saying it's gonna be a close game, and it actually could be, but I'm gonna roll with Providence too.
All right. That's sweet. All right, Providence probably got Providence going all the way here. We got next game here. This one's gonna be good. TCU versus Texas.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a pretty good game, and quite frankly, I'm pretty tempted to pick TCU.
It's not a horrible pick.
It's not. I mean, they're kind of evenly matched teams. They're both right there.
Is this one today?
Equal. What's today?
That game. Or this
game.
Yeah,
but what's the date? 23rd?
Yeah.
This game is This game's today. It's in Texas. At Texas, not TCU.
All right, whatever. Go ahead. Oh, by the way, I can't lose because you always say I like to pick Texas team. Both these teams are Texas teams.
Yeah, I know they're both. Texas.
I can't go wrong.
Well, I mean, like the main Texas teams. Like,
no, get out of here.
TCU is Texas Christian. Like, yeah, they're Texas, and so is Baylor. But I'm talking like the main teams, Texas Longhorns, or Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Stars, Dallas Well, obviously the Cowboys, but what's the other one?
Or whatever. All right.
There's one more. What is it?
Baylor's Texas. Do you see flipping out every time I pick them?
But Baylor's Texas, but they're not like.
I don't care. It still counts.
It doesn't say Texas in the name. It has to say Dallas or Texas in the name.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
It can't be. I get it. TCU is Texas Christian.
That's your own rule.
That's Texas Christian, not just Texas. So. But we could probably pick TCU anyways.
You don't know what I'm doing.
All right. Well, I'm picking TCU here. I think they're a pretty good team. Texas, they're all right. Alec and I have talked about this. They're not quite there yet. They're not. They will be.
You said about a lot of teams though.
I'm really meaning this about Texas. They're just not quite there yet. They aren't. They have. I mean, Timmy Allen's their best player. He's a senior, but I mean, it's a young team. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
These teams are pretty dead even too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Throw away the 20 in front of Texas' name. These teams are even.
Yeah, they are pretty even. I'm trying to look here. What do we got here? Trying to look at their roster.
Yeah, it's
loading.
What Texas roster?
I got it here. Texas's roster. Okay, so I mean, Cole Bott, he's a freshman. They have some seniors on their team, but they have a lot of. I mean, they have a couple of freshmen that are, they're pretty good. The one's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have some seniors on their team, but I think the seniors aren't. I mean, besides Allen, I mean, they gotta recruit. They gotta go with the younger guys. They have a couple of juniors too, so. I mean, they're losing all their seniors, and maybe that's time to move up to the next class. Maybe they'll be better next year.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Timmy Allen's a hell of a player, but I mean, he's just about it. Christian Bishop's all right too, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a very very battle tested game, and I'm going TCU here. I like what they've done, so we'll see.
It's a close matchup on paper. And I'm not one to normally go at trends, but TCU in their last couple games, they've lost some games they probably should have won. I'm trying to look at it right now. They had where is it? Well, they lost Baylor, which is okay, but they lost an Iowa State team. That's not what we thought what we said they were at the beginning of the year. Texas Tech, that's fine, but they some of these other games, if you lose to Kansas State, got to win those. And Texas, they've been playing a lot better. And for that reason, Matt, I know you're going to make fun of me, but I'm going Texas because they've beaten a lot of better teams recently. You want me to run through it for you?
That's a good statement. No, I've seen them. I've seen their schedule.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Kansas.
Yeah.
They beat
Tennessee. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. It should be pretty good. But You write those down yet?
Yep.
All right. Next game, the LSU versus Kentucky. This game is gonna be good.
I hope that's why we picked these games. Let's hope they're gonna be good.
No, that's why I picked them. I mean, LSU's 19-8. They've fallen off a little bit, but they won. I mean, 3 of their last 5. I mean, they did play some bad teams, and they did lose to Vanderbilt and South Carolina. But I still like them. I still like what they've done. But Kentucky is just, man, Kentucky's stone cold killers.
Mm-hmm.
I know Alec was making the case that Kansas is a better team, but man, I don't know. There's something about that Kentucky team. There's just something about that team that I have a feeling, So we'll see. I mean, this game's gonna be a very battled, contested game. I feel. I mean, LSU versus Kentucky. I mean, we get the Tigers and Wildcats, so pretty similar.
Let's see what. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm trying to read something.
But LSU, I mean, some of their wins are good on the season, but some of their losses are like, wow, really?
That's what I'm looking at right now. Like you lose to South Carolina, Vanderbilt stinks. Ole Miss isn't good.
They lost to Auburn. They lost to Alabama, Arkansas, and Tennessee. 3 in a row they lost. And then they lose 3 more in a row to TCU, Ole Miss, and Vanderbilt. I'm like, Ole Miss and Vanderbilt? Like, come on.
Yeah, after starting 12-0, after starting 12-0, they've gone what?
Yeah.
7-8.
Yeah. So
that's kind of a downfall.
It's not good at all. No.
They're not that great on the road. I'm looking at it now. They're not too great on the road, and this is one of the hardest places to play in college basketball. And Kentucky's just a better team. I'm picking them too. And
I'm going Kentucky here.
You can make an argument that I know what Alec was saying yesterday about them in Kansas, but you can make an argument, especially those 2 teams. But you can make an argument Kentucky's one of the better teams, if not the best in college basketball right now.
Oh yeah.
Outside of maybe Gonzaga. I know you don't like Gonzaga that much.
I think Kentucky would beat the crap out of Gonzaga.
They probably would, but I'm just saying how it looks right now. We have no evidence of that yet, but
no, we don't. That's just an opinion.
Yeah.
That's what this show's about, opinions.
But I'm going Kentucky.
Some of them. Yeah, I'm going Kentucky here too. But all right. 23 minutes into the show. Let's go into some Big Ten action. Here are the real games, man. These are the games where people get punched. Speaking of people getting punched, Wisconsin Badgers back on the court after.
You're going with Wisconsin here.
Yeah, Wisconsin versus the Golden Gophers. So don't make anybody mad there. Yeah, this is just a Big Ten matchup. That Minnesota's 13-12, but some of their wins are just like, hey, I mean, I think everybody in the Big Ten is hard nosed. I mean, they beat Penn State, then lose at Penn State, and they beat Northwestern, they lose to Nebraska. Like to go back and forth, kind of like what they've been doing. That's Big Ten, like 13-12. I'd love to be 13-12 in the Big Ten. It is hard. It is one of the hardest conferences. You get beaten up in that tournament. I think that's why you see a lot of those teams. Prime example last year, Ohio State losing first round to Oral Roberts. I mean, you play this Big Ten schedule, you're going to get beaten up, or you might just be worn out. So, or it makes it really tough. Or it makes you really tough, and you know how to play tough teams, and you just take it to the end.
Well, the part that I think
it's going to be other way.
The part I think is hard, and not only because it's the Big Ten, but this is for all the tournaments. You play most of these teams. You play on your schedule. You play them twice, so you go through it. You go through them again to finish out the season. Then you got to play them again in the conference tournament. Some of those, not all of them, but some of them. So you're seeing these teams 3 times. Schedules are hard in college basketball, especially in the Big Ten. That's the style of play of most of the teams. It wears on you.
Yeah, it definitely does. So, but this game, it could be an upset. It could be. Minnesota could potentially beat Wisconsin, but I'm gonna kind of go with the safe pick. I don't think there's any safe picks, but I'm gonna go to the closest thing that looks like a safe pick and pick Wisconsin.
Well, so obviously the storyline coming out is how they're going to respond after that big thing with Michigan.
The last time they played, it was a close game. Wisconsin beat them by 6. So we'll see.
That's my biggest thing. I'm gonna pick Wisconsin as well, but that's what I'm kind of worried about picking them because, again, no picks are safe in college basketball, but it feels like Wisconsin's a safe pick because we all know they're the better team in this matchup. But is it safe because we don't know how they're going to come out and respond after that? Are they going to come out and just, guns blazing, rolling over Minnesota? Or are they going to come out kind of sluggish with their head coach being suspended?
I'm glad
he is suspended, right?
We're talking about this because we're going to talk about that again here real soon. But
how many games did he get suspended? Wisconsin's coach, just a couple?
I think he just got a fine. I think he just got a $10,000 fine. I don't think he got suspended. Guard.
I don't think it's in this article. But anyway, whether he's there or not, how are they going to respond after all the madness?
I think they're going to be a little mad. I think they're going to be like, we're not going to take this from any team, and they're going to show it. I think Wisconsin's going to come out here and be like, hey.
At the same time, though, Minnesota's at home. They're playing with house money. They're not on the level of Wisconsin, so they just come out and say, hey, we're just going to do what we can. And we know that the pressure's kind of on them because they just had a big win against Michigan, but they had a big issue at the end of it. So let's just play our game and see what happens.
We'll see.
I'm picking Wisconsin, but it's not.
I always like to see these games after something happens.
Me too.
Yeah.
See if they're still chippy.
What they react.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we've seen this before. I can't think of examples right now, but we've definitely seen this before. So, I like to see what the reaction
college basketball.
Is.
It happens every year.
Oh yeah, there's fights all the time.
Wasn't that Kansas
in hockey too?
Was it Kansas State a couple years ago? There was like a big brawl. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think it was those teams. It was in Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas beat the heck out of Kansas State.
Yeah, there was a fight behind the basket.
Yeah, I think the K-State guy stole it away when he was trying to dribbling it out. And just went and slammed it, and they got in a huge fight because
behind
of
the hoop. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
That's what I'm thinking of now. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I'll have to look after the show. But this one's gonna be cool. We're both going Wisconsin here, so let's go into the next game half an hour into the show. So get some more games. One more basketball game, and then we'll talk about hockey. And then what the heck else we want to talk about?
Stay tuned for that. You never know what it's going to be with us two.
You don't know. You have no idea. Next game, we're going to talk about the other team on the other side of that fight, the Michigan Wolverines, without their head coach, Juwan Howard, who could very well be fired soon. He's on a 5-game suspension, $40,000 fine. So they're taking on a very dangerous team here, Mike. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Hey, I know they just lost to Purdue. Michigan is down. They don't have their head coach. I don't think it matters if they had him. I'd still be picking Rutgers in this game. I guess
I know you would. You can't stand them. We know.
I can't stand Michigan, and I like Rutgers. They're cool. You got Ron Harper Jr. Ron Harper was pretty. He was Cavs too. I know he's Bulls and Lakers. Or mostly Bulls, but he was on that team with Elo and Doherty and Price.
That team was stacked.
I know.
How they didn't win anything.
Ron Harper was sweet though. He was a factor on that team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and his son's doing all right too. 15.5 points average. That's what he's averaging per game. You might see him in the NBA. I put maybe he bounces around the G League for a little bit. Maybe gets better, then comes up. But I'm picking the Scarlet Knights here, man. I don't think Michigan has anything together this season. That's why they're coaching.
It seemed like they kind of did, but for a couple games, it seems they were coming back, but they lost it. I'm going to pick Rutgers too.
They lost it now.
Yeah,
they don't have.
I'm going to pick Rutgers too, but I kind of put them.
Players. Some of their players got suspended.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I'm picking Rutgers too, but here's the thing. I was just saying how I was kind of concerned about the way Wisconsin was going to come out. They're a better team than Michigan is. We just saw that. And I expect a team like Wisconsin had a thing like that happen at the end of the game, come out in the next game and win. I don't expect that from Michigan right now because they don't have their head coach. They have players suspended. They were playing okay, and then the last couple of games they weren't really playing themselves. So I don't really have any confidence or any reason to pick Michigan, even though I guess you could just say because they're at home. But Rutgers is a better team right now. And again, I know I was calling for them to lose against Purdue because good things come to ends, but they've shown they can play with good teams. But the only thing is,
this is a bad team. So,
do you consider Michigan a good team? Because I really don't.
No.
And Rutgers plays better against good teams. They kind of struggled against teams that are average to below average or just over 500. So that's kind of worrisome too. But I'm gonna go with Rutgers. I feel like they're better. Both teams kind of have question marks, but Michigan has more. So I'm going Rutgers.
Yep, we're going Rutgers here. But let's go ahead here. I'm sure we'll find out more about that whole incident, what's going to happen with, Juwan Howard here. But we'll go ahead and move on into some hockey. How about that, Mike?
Yes,
talk
sir.
some NHL. We got half an hour left. We got 3 games to talk about. So we'll kind of pace ourselves. I'm sure we'll talk about the Penguins again because they play tomorrow. But
we could talk Cavs too a little bit. Second half.
We'll talk Cavs too. They play Detroit tomorrow, so
payback. Let's get them.
Payback time. Oh, dude, I feel like a streak coming on. Like we're gonna win like 5-6 in a row or something like that.
I hope so. Their schedule looks kind of tough.
Yeah, it does. I'm
kind of worried about it.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, I'm worried too. But
we'll get there.
We'll talk some hockey here. What a good game. There's a bunch of good games. We could probably talk every hockey game on.
You better be talking about Edmonton and Tampa Bay because that one's probably
this is the first game.
That's on TNT tonight. I'm watching that.
Yeah. I'm not watching it. I'm watching high school basketball.
No. Or that. Sorry.
You know what my dad does? When the Pens play and I send him the link to listen to my games, he has the Pens on mute and he has his phone on just listening to me. Just listens. He doesn't have the
well, speaking
he's not
of that,
watching it. He just
you know what I do sometimes when I watch the Cavs?
What?
This is gonna make you laugh. Sometimes, occasionally, because I have the Cavs app on my phone, and you can listen to the radio broadcast on the phone.
Sometimes
I'll shut the TV off because I'm tired of hearing Austin Carr laugh all the time. Yeah. I'll shut that off and just have the app playing on my phone with Tim Alcorn, and it's matched up with the TV like perfectly. So it's not delayed, it's not in front. So sometimes I do that because Tim Alcorn has a good.
That
sounds
cool.
like Joe Tatum.
Sometimes I do that with the baseball team with Cleveland, but sometimes I'm sick. Yeah. Sometimes I just I skip. I just don't want to hear Matt Underwood or Rick Manning, so I mute it and I put the radio on and listen to Hamilton call it. So that's
what's good.
Cool.
What's good for how bad they are. What's good for the Pirates? They rotate, so it's not the same guy on TV every time. Sometimes they'll be on radio for a couple games, then they'll be on TV for a couple games. Like they'll split series. It's good because you don't hear the same people all the time.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go back into this game. We got the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh boy. What
good
a
one.
treat this is going to be. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good game. Tampa Bay 32-11-6 or 16-4-4 at home. The Oilers are 28-19. They are 14-8-3 on the road. So let's see here. Tampa Bay is favored, but they are at home. So this is going to be sweet. This is going to be a sweet game. I like this. I like this Edmonton team, man. The Oilers, it's they haven't really won anything since they had Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be a sweet game. Connor McDavid is a freak. I like Connor McDavid. Man, he's 45 assists. We were just talking about that guy the other night. What was his name? Johnny Gaudreau, 44 assists.
Yep.
McDavid, he's got speed. So does McDavid's probably the fastest guy in hockey. Honestly,
we were just saying that. Yeah, he's definitely up there.
It's all these fast guys with the assists, because they can get down that ice and whip that puck over to the guys who just know how to shoot it. He's got 26 goals, but 71 points as well. But 45 assists. That's just insane. The main guy on Tampa Bay, Steven Stamkos, has 32 assists. He's way above them. So, I think that's giving away who I'm picking here. I like this Edmonton team. Tampa Bay, two-time defending champs. They're at home too.
You're going Oilers, right?
Yeah, I'm going with the Oilers, but it should be a pretty close game. I say the Oilers by 1, like that 3-2, maybe even an overtime game. Could be an overtime game.
I think in a game this close, I often say this in games, it's hard to pick across the board, so I'll pick Tampa.
Yeah.
I don't really care for them, honestly, that much. I like Stamkos though. I like him.
Yeah.
But they've won their 2 cups. I'd rather see somebody else win. Like I told you yesterday, I'm not going to count them out because they're still 2-time defending champs. They're in it till they get knocked off. But this type of game, they're at home. It's hard to win at the house of the champions, and that's where they're playing this at. So I'm going to go Lightning.
Yeah. This game's going to be good. I mean, you look at Edmonton on the year. I mean, they don't have no injured players, too. Both of these teams are full strength. Edmonton is this. I mean, they're just good. I mean, so is
Edmonton's kind of like,
of course, the Lightning. But I mean, they're third in the Pacific. That Pacific, Mike, we've been talking about that.
Yeah.
They're stacked. That Pacific part is stacked. I'm looking just to make sure, but I think that's where. That's. I mean, they're third. They have 59 points. If they win tonight, they'll have 61. They'll be right there with Las Vegas, who has 62. The Flames are just. I mean, 60. They have 66 points, but they're all right there. And the Kings, there's a 3-way tie for third. It's Oilers, Kings, and the Ducks, all at 59 points.
Yeah,
man, there's some teams in there that are just like, whew.
Edmonton's kind of like Tampa Bay was, honestly, when they're young and they're playing good. They got young players that are really good. Yeah.
So I mean, this is gonna be sweet. There's a potential that one of these teams in the Pacific Division, because you know how I think about Colorado. I'll be talking about them next, but that one of these teams here in this Pacific could very well be on that other side for the Stanley Cup. Just imagine if you see like Edmonton versus Pittsburgh, like that'd be sweet. Or that's Edmonton or like the Ducks versus like the Rangers. Like that would be a sweet Stanley Cup final right there. I'd watch
some different teams in there too.
Yeah. Pittsburgh versus the Ducks, though, that'd be sweet too. That'd be sweet. Any team. Vegas in there, the Flames. Flames never go.
Yeah, it's cool though because some of these teams that are in
Flames
higher positions
like
right
the
now.
Hurricanes
too. I mean, they've won a Stanley Cup before, but it's been a while.
Have sucked.
Yeah,
Hurricanes have sucked. Yeah,
I think they won one like 2 decades ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Let me search it.
Penguins' last one was what?
17.
Was it 17? 17. So it's getting there. I mean, it's 2022. So
5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. It's time to get another one. Sid's got to have 6.
Carolina won it.
The Steelers and the Pens both have to have 6 championships.
Carolina won it in 2005, 2006.
Okay. All right. So that was the last time.
Well, yeah, that's pretty cool, though, Matt. You're talking about Penguins Stanley Cups. They have 5 Stanley Cups. Wait, no, never mind.
The Steelers.
They have 6, and the Pirates have 5 World Series. So I thought they all had 5 for some reason, but Steelers have 6.
Yeah. Steelers have 6. So the Pirates got to win a World. They have 5 World Series.
Yeah.
When was the last time they won a World Series?
79.
79. Who's their manager?
Chuck Tanner.
They have Chuck Tanner.
Quick story though, because you had that ring on you. I'll give you a story. You want a story?
Yeah.
So when I wasn't alive yet, but my dad, when he used to sell cars, like when him and my mom first met.
Really?
He was a car salesman, and they were just like my mom was still pregnant with Emily, and my dad was at some like Christmas party for his work.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but Chuck Tanner was there.
Oh,
and
really?
He had his World Series. He had his World Series ring on. My dad got to hold it and put it on. The 79 World Series ring. So then the next year they had the same party. Chuck Tanner was there again, and
that's sweet.
My dad kind of told him at the first one. He was like, my daughter's about to be born pretty soon. So the next year, he remembered my dad. He was like, so how's that baby that you had born? He remembered all of it.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah. He loved Chuck Tanner. What's that?
You never saw him again after that, or just...
I don't know if there was a third one or not, but it was cool that he remembered all of it.
Sweet.
I wish it was me instead of Emily, because Emily doesn't know who Chuck Tanner is.
Yeah, you know who Chuck Tanner is.
Heck yeah.
Chuck Tanner is a legend now.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad was my dad kind of paid attention to, I mean, Chuck Tanner was cool. He really liked Jim Leland, man. He was a stereotypical manager, smoking in the dugout.
No nonsense.
Yeah. He was like, yeah. I don't like the Detroit Tigers, but when he was the manager of the Tigers. I love Jim Leyland.
Hey, he was manager of that Marlins team that beat the Indians.
I know.
I'm kidding.
We don't have to talk about that.
I was happy for him to get one though.
Yeah, my dad. That's the only World Series he's won.
Yeah.
With that, that's the only one. Can't believe you brought that up.
Well,
my dad, to this day, the most hated MLB player, former player, my dad can't stand, and this is the reason why he hates the Brewers, because of Craig Counsell. Craig Counsell scored the winning run against the Indians.
That's all he's even known for.
I know. That's how he got that job.
Yeah.
That's how Rick Manning got his broadcasting job, because he got the final out, the perfect game.
I told you the worst. Again, if this was me, I would have flipped out. But when the Pirates lost on that slide to the Braves in '92,
oh yeah,
my dad had a whole strip of World Series tickets for the Pirates because I think they were going to play Toronto. He had a whole strip of them. He had to send it back. I would have died.
Oh geez, they lost to. Leland was the manager, but I mean Deion Sanders was on the Braves.
Yeah,
and he was pretty good in that NLCS. Well, I think he played a little bit.
I just rewatched that the other day, by the way.
That documentary?
Yeah, it's
with
good.
Deion?
Yeah.
Deion Goes Two Ways. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's where I pulled it up on.
It?
Yeah.
I just watched it the other day too. Like, that's a cool documentary.
I've watched it a couple times. It's good. And it's not long either.
No, it's only an hour.
Yeah.
So that's a cool documentary. But we can keep talking baseball, go back and let's talk about these next two games, and we'll talk about baseball and stuff like that. We just haven't. I mean, we haven't talked baseball.
Spring training should be happening, but it's not.
Yeah, I know. But oh well. I mean, I heard that decision should be coming soon. What?
I think they're meeting again today.
So we'll see. Dude, I hope
we've heard that how many times.
Yeah. So we'll see. But let's go ahead and pick the next game here. We got here we go. The Colorado Avalanche are taking on the Detroit Red Wings. This Detroit Red Wings team,
it's a good matchup.
And 22. Yeah. They're a scrappy team. I think they can play tough teams, like Colorado. Honestly, I mean, it's hard to pick this game because
you don't like Colorado.
I know, but they're good, and Detroit's coming around. But I don't necessarily hate Colorado. I just think they're a joke. I don't hate them. I'd be rooting for Colorado over Boston. So
I don't like Colorado. Colorado, I like them, but they're just overrated.
They are. They're overrated. They're a joke. And look at this. I mean,
be nice.
They are. I'm trying.
I think I know who you're going to pick.
Detroit. I'm going to go Colorado. Detroit's kind of near. They're not at the bottom, but they're right there. I mean, they're over. Like, they're in the middle of the pack of that Atlanta Conference. They're way ahead of the Senators, Buffalo Sabres, and Canadians, who all suck. But so I'm not going to classify them as a bad team, but they are also like 10 points behind the Bruins, who are up there. Even the Bruins are kind of behind the Maple Leafs, Lightning, and Panthers. So they're kind of in the middle of the pack a little bit.
Yeah. They're
trying to catch up. They have had a tough schedule. They've won a game. They've on a 1-game winning streak. But I mean, we'll see. But I mean, I got to go Colorado here. I know Colorado did lose to Arizona too, and they've lost again. I mean, they're not on a winning streak of any kind yet. But
you know what? Hockey's hard to pick anyways.
Change my pick, man. I don't want to go to Detroit.
Oh, you're gonna steal it from me now. Dang it.
Oh no, I don't like Colorado. I'm all right. I'll stay with Colorado, but I don't want that. I think Detroit can upset them. I think it's gonna be a close game. Just keep me with Colorado, but I think they're overrated.
Oh, I definitely believe they are, and I don't even know if they're going to win. If Detroit's going to win the game, but why not pick them? Because I suck at picking hockey anyways. Hockey's hard to pick. You don't know. There have been some upsets in hockey the last few weeks or so, or a week or so. And I like this short team. I think they have something young going here. They're around 500. They're game over. So, we talked about the last when they played Pittsburgh a few weeks ago. We like their young guys, so I'm gonna roll with it.
All right, Larkin is a heck of a player. I like Larkin. He's sweet.
I do too.
He's sweet. And Bertuzzi.
Yeah, I like him.
He's sweet too. Oh yeah, I like this Detroit team. So, but let's go ahead and move into our final hockey game that we're talking about today. About 15 minutes left. We got the Winnipeg Jets taking on, Mike, the Dallas Stars. I picked this game on purpose just to see who you pick in this game. Now, don't just pick the Jets because it's Dallas and I'll make fun of you. Actually pick who you think is going to win.
I don't know who's going to win. Hockey's hard. I don't know.
Yeah, who do you want? I mean, who do you think could win? But the Winnipeg Jets, 22-20, 8 overtime losses. Dallas Stars are 27-20, and they have 2 overtime losses. But 17-7 at home. Jets have a bad road record. Jets are falling off. They've been a top team, and they're finally falling off. And you know what? I think Tampa's next. Next year, you might see a little bit of a downfall. But that's just an way too early prediction. But you never know. But some of these teams, they make a lot of runs, and they run out of gas. You know, you're in the playoffs every year, and you're playing extra games more than everybody. So, I mean, it's time to take a turn. Dallas, I mean, they made the Stanley Cup a couple years ago. So, but
2 years ago,
I think 2 years ago they lost. I think they're a good team. I like Pavelski. He's a good player. Roop Hintz is good too. I actually saw Dallas play Pittsburgh one time. So
I'd like to see them play. I think they're a team, though.
They're good. I saw them when they had. You remember when they had Seguin? Seguin was a good player. I think he's with a different team now. I think, but I'm honestly rolling with Dallas in this matchup. So, I mean, you don't need to make fun of me, but I'm going with Dallas. They're just a solid team. I think they're better than the Jets. So I gotta roll with that.
I think they're better too, and both these teams have been streaking the last couple of times I picked them. I picked the Jets the other day. They lost. I think the last time I picked Dallas, maybe the last 2 times I picked them, they lost. But I think it'll come down to the part that Dallas is a better team, and they are. So you can make fun of me all you want. I'm picking them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make fun of you. I know you. I mean, most of the time you do just pick Dallas teams. But if I didn't like, because you're a Cowboys fan,
Well, that too. Why. But if I didn't like the Penguins, I probably would be a Stars fan.
Yeah. Or if you weren't a Cavs fan, you'd be a Mavericks fan.
Maybe. Well, yeah, I probably would be because the Cavs. There's nobody else around here besides the Cavs in basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be rooting for I don't know, the Heat. I still kind of root for the Heat, but
I've always liked Dallas because of Dirk, the Mavericks at least.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player. And,
I always liked him.
I like what they brought him out for the NBA 75 too.
Yep.
So that was cool. But that's all. I mean, that's all the hockey games we got. Let's just go talk baseball. We don't talk baseball. We talk a little bit because of the strike, but I miss baseball. So final 5 or 6 minutes. Let's just talk baseball.
I'm fine with that.
We can talk. All right. I mean, we can. I guess we can talk about what's going on. I mean, hopefully it comes back soon. But I mean, minor league baseball. I like minor league baseball. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I actually, after I graduate college, I want to try and get a job calling minor league baseball. I have a dream of moving to North Carolina and calling the Carolina leagues because there's baseball everywhere down there. Minor league baseball everywhere. The movie, Durham Bulls?
Oh, you know what?
Durham Bulls.
Yeah, and that's what I try to do whenever I go on vacation down south, down Florida or the Carolinas. There's minor league stadiums everywhere.
Yeah. So it's gonna be sweet. There's another one. There's another state that has a lot of minor league baseball. Florida. There's another.
Mississippi does too.
Yeah, and Georgia.
Yeah,
Georgia does.
We went a couple years ago. We went on a family vacation. We went to what's it called? Biloxi, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And they had the Brewers AA team there. We went and saw them.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's a couple other teams, but yeah, it's fun to go see minor league teams.
Yeah, I like minor league teams. But we'll see what happens. But I mean, and we got YSU baseball too. We've been talking about them. We got the softball team. That's always good. I mean, I had the honor of being on the broadcast team that called the softball team last year. I mean, they're a heck of a team.
You gonna be on it again?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it yet, but hopefully we're hearing something soon. If not, I'll still go to some games. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to watch it. There's nothing can be on TV.
I want to go to some men's games too, because I've been saying I was going to go the last couple of years, and I haven't because COVID. Then you couldn't go.
Yeah, last year I'm trying to get a job with the Scrappers. I've been asking around. I've asked for some help. So we'll.
Oh, by the way,
we'll see what's going on.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. I just want to be around baseball somehow, some way. I just want to be there.
It's the best game. I know some people don't think so, but it is.
Yeah, and I hate to I'm not gonna bring up girls on here, but some of these girls like that I've been with, they're like, "Oh, how do you watch baseball? It's so boring." Like, if you find a girl that wants to sit with you and watch baseball, just not going to games, but like on TV, you have found the right girl.
Well, here's what I tell people all the time:
baseball is a very patient sport. You gotta be patient with it, and if you can't find somebody to be if you can't find anybody to be patient with the game of baseball, how are they going to be patient with anything else?
Well, Matt, here's what I tell people all the time.
Right?
When people ask me all the time what my favorite sport is, I tell them baseball is my favorite. I know it's not the most entertaining. Football is probably the most entertaining because, again, I love going to baseball games in the summertime. To me, going to a stadium in the summertime, night games, there's nothing better than it. It's relaxing.
No,
you're going to football games.
You're eating hot dogs, drinking beer.
I've been to plenty of football games, both college and pros.
Football games are cool.
You can tailgate. There's a whole event out of it. It's fun. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And even some cities, like, occasionally it depends on what day of the week it is, but like Pittsburgh tailgates for Pirate games. I don't know about Cleveland, but they tailgate for Pirate games.
They do. Cleveland.
There's stuff that goes on. It's not just like it's some dead environment. It's fun.
It's sweet. Oh yeah. And baseball is a summer sport. You're not. Yeah. We went to that Steelers game. We were freezing. It was not. I mean, it was tolerable.
It's cool to layer up though, because you don't do it that often.
Yeah. But I like sitting there with sandals and shorts and tank tops or short sleeves or something with a ball cap on.
Yep.
Sunglasses. I like that. I like the summer part of it too. It's nice. You don't have to worry about bringing hand warmers or scarves and hats. So it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I love baseball.
But I wish you would hurry up here, so I want to start previewing our teams too, because there hasn't really been a whole lot of signings because of the lockout.
Yeah, so and there's a lot of speculation. I mean, the big one is Freddie Freeman, and I mean I'm a Braves fan. I mean I can probably call myself a Braves fan.
You're a Braves supporter. You're not a Braves fan. You're a Guardians fan.
I'm a Guardians fan. I am a Braves. I'll take this off.
All right, we know.
We know. But I will always support my Indians. Where's my hat? But I just like baseball. Freddie Freeman. I mean, I've been watching that Braves team past 5 years, and they've been close every year. And every year I watch them. Every year I like them even more. It's not just Freeman. Freeman's probably one of my favorite baseball players outside of the Indians. I mean, I really like. I mean, on the Indians, I like Zach Plesac. I mean, I get his jersey in there too.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't let anything happen to that jersey. There were some incidents that were. I mean, I was in some accidents and stuff, and I was in the hospital, and people were like, "Can we cut this jersey?" I'm like, "No, you cannot cut my jersey." Like, oh, well, we already put the IVs in and stuff like that.
Well,
and I'm
too
like,
bad.
Take them out. You're not gonna. You had the scissor right there. And I'm like, no. He was right there by like the Nike sign on the jersey. I'm like, no.
Yeah, to get it out of there then.
Yeah, it's funny. I later found out that that guy was a Yankees fan trying to cut my
there you
jersey. Go. Are you serious?
But to be serious though, it sucks that they're not starting on time because more so for Pittsburgh than Cleveland, but both teams are kind of in transitioning to younger guys.
Yeah,
the Pirates probably more in depth with it because they've been rebuilding for the past couple years.
I mean, honestly, the city's still trying to get used to this name.
Yeah,
it's not going to be. I mean, maybe my dad and I are just like, I don't even know how we're going to watch it. Like, I almost just want to stop watching them. Like,
if you're a Pirate fan, I'll welcome you in, Matt.
No, I'm a Braves fan.
You already like 2 Pittsburgh teams. You like 3 Pennsylvania teams. You might as well come over.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, we've talked about like the Cleveland's getting a new owner. He's taking over from the Dolans, and that's good. That is good. But what will this new owner do? They would try and move the team and stuff. But they move the team, man. I don't know. I'll just be a Braves fan and Pirates.
There's always rumors of that. I don't know. There's been rumors of Pirates moving for how many years to Nashville or something, and they haven't.
So, yeah, but we'll see. Let's just wrap this up now. 5 minutes left. We've got the 55 minutes. But I've been Matt Morrison here with Mike Wolfgang on the Wednesday edition of the Casual Sports Podcast. Hey, stay tuned for Power Hour coming up next year on YSN Live. And tune in to our games tonight. Alec and I will be on the air as Liberty Leopards, the girls team, take on Waterloo. And then right after that, stay right with us because we're going to have the Brookfield Warriors taking on, the Ursuline Irish. So it's going to be sweet. But we'll see you all tomorrow. It'll be just Alec and I tomorrow. Mike, we'll see you back here Friday. But have a good day, everybody.
Full show Friday. We'll be back.